my fellow Americans. This is former President Barack Hussein Obama, and you're listening to the Mad Titan Podcast. Please be sure to support this young brother from Chicago, Jay Washington, because he's a funny bastard. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington. What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It is episode 41 of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. I know it's been a delay between previous episodes. I got super busy. If you have not been following, it's been a lot of shit. It's been all good things, but it's had me extremely busy nonstop. From this past weekend at LA Comic-Con, hosting the official after party. Shouts out to Lex Leveland for having me a part of that. Benny Bregman, the Geek Gatsby, man, that was a ball. It was a blast to be able to host in front of 1,500 people at the Globe Theater. The amazing panels I got a chance to do. Shouts out to that hashtag show for having me on the wrestling panel. One More Drink podcast having me on their panel. What other one did I do? I did 3. I did that. I did, what was the first one I did? Oh, the Kaiju versus Giant Robots. Shouts out to Jonathan London from Geekscape Podcast. Also, shouts out to Jason Inman and Ashby Victoria Robinson for having me on their live Geek History Lesson podcast. It couldn't get recorded because the technical people working the con are trash. But I'm here nonetheless. It's still busy. It's a lot to talk about. And I'll be honest, I tried to do this by my goddamn self. And it just didn't feel right talking about all this by myself because I sat there and powered through everything and got it done in like 20 minutes. And I was like, nah, that ain't cool. I can't do this. So I was like, I got to find somebody to have back on here. And then I was like, who is at the absolute bottom of my list? BC.
I'm so excited. There's so much awesome Venom news to talk, man. There's a new, I know you're hyped too, bro. It's Venom. Like, come on, man. Aren't you glad to have me back on?
Don't you see why your position is where it is in this podcast list? You know what I'm saying? The people to put on the show.
As your favorite guest ever?
I don't even know if you're a guest anymore. You're like an unofficial co-host around here. Like, you're here.
So nice of you to say, Jay.
No, I didn't mean it. I just said you're like it. I didn't say you were actually it.
Dude, I have to be like an official, like, special co-host because, you know, I've been world heavyweight champion of ETCW for 669 days.
I don't know if anybody cares.
I'm not defending the title the rest of the year, so I'll be holding it for quite a while.
That is terrible when you bring that up. That is very terrible when you're like, you know, I'm not going to defend it, so I'm going to pull a Brock Lesnar and just hold this belt.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. If Brock can do it, I can do it. Yo, what's up?
Okay, so let's kick this off with Marvel news. In my first Marvel story, Kevin Feige is now officially that dude, and we've already said he's been that dude for making a 23 movie story. Well, now the man is the entire Marvel overseer. He is the head of Marvel Films, Marvel Television, Marvel Animation, and Marvel Comics.
It's very interesting. I mean, it makes sense. Like, duh. Like, Kevin Feige is one of the brightest minds that Disney has. He's one of the brightest minds that Hollywood has. The fact that he could see everything he's put together and put it together so smoothly, a feat that nobody has been able to do, is astonishing to see what he's done there. So now he's just going to branch out, make sure the TV's connected, make sure the comics flow well, make sure everything flows well. What's interesting about it, though, is, so does this mean he really is only doing like one Star Wars film? Like, that's it? Just the one, and then, all right, I'm gone?
I mean, he's only got to go down the fucking hall.
True.
I mean, let's be real. Everybody be like, yo, how can he do it in the same fucking building?
Yeah. I honestly figured he was probably grooming someone else to take over for Marvel, and he would go and put Star Wars in check. Like, that's kind of what I figured was what was going to happen. But this makes me go, oh, nope, he's just Marvel's guy.
Yeah, because I was here, because the word was that his contract was coming up soon. And like you say, he was supposed to be grooming somebody. But can you imagine, though? He potentially was. Can you imagine being the motherfucker that was getting groomed by Kevin Feige? Like, you go get his coffee every day. You sitting up taking notes. You don't have no life. You just studying all the shit Feige does. You didn't secretly record the video. You didn't listen to him piss because you figure that's a part of his plan. And then all of a sudden you hear he's staying and you're like, the fuck?
Bruh, like, come on, man. I've been sitting here. I'm trying to do some things, dog. Like, what's up? Can I do something other than get coffee? Can I do something other than get coffee?
He like, I didn't told this chick on Twitter I was about to be that dude. I mean, not Twitter, on Tinder. I'm about to be that dude. That's the reason she swiped right on me.
My Tinder profile said, I'm the next Feige.
Like, legit, like, this me in his office. You know what I'm saying? I don't clean it. I mean, I clean it sometimes, but I work with him. Like, but you can't be mad. You can't be mad. But so with that happening, there's other good news about the MCU, with one of it being Deadpool. Now, it is said from the writers that Deadpool officially will remain rated R in the MCU. Now, for those who are confused as shit what that means and how that plays with everything, the Deadpool movie will be rated R. When Deadpool is integrated into anybody else's films, he's going to be PG-13.
It's pretty obvious. It makes sense. Bro, like, you could do it and it could be hilarious. Like, there's an easy way to keep Deadpool running the way Deadpool got to run and then tone him down for the other MCU films. Like,
oh, it's perfectly easy.
Yeah, I don't see no problems with this. This is fine. It's obvious. Let's make it happen. Ryan Reynolds' caption for that picture, too, was hilarious.
So, I mean, I can't be mad at all.
Nah.
I'm not mad at it at all. I just can't wait to see how it goes. I think everybody now that we know this is happening, it's like, yo, when the fuck does it take hold? When do we see him officially pop up? I think that's the
here's what I'm thinking, though, dog. What about, we know that Spidey got Spidey 3 and one more Marvel film. What if the one more Marvel film is a Spidey Deadpool team up?
Well, I don't know if it'll be that yet because you have to complete Spider-Man's trilogy.
That's what I'm saying. You do Spidey 3 and then the one more Marvel film that's on Tom Holland's contract is he appears in a Deadpool movie.
No. Well, is it one more Marvel movie? Isn't that the
No. It's Spider-Man 3 and he's a part of one more MCU film.
Got you. That could be dope, but again, I think it'd be awkward as hell to see a 40-something-year-old Deadpool flirt with 17, 18-year-old Peter Parker. But hey,
it depends on when you set Spidey 3.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I mean, we all just want to see Ryan Reynolds rub Tom Holland's ass is what you're saying. I got you. Cool. That's what's going to happen. WandaVision, man, going into the MCU with the Disney Plus side of shows. Now, WandaVision is said to be two halves of a show. The first half is going to be like an American sitcom. It's going to be funny and lovely and whatever. The second half is going to get real serious and is going to introduce the kids, Wiccan and Speed, which also will lead into Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which I keep saying this and I believe in my heart that Scarlet Witch is the bad guy for Doctor Strange 2.
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that could be it, dude. This gonna be an interesting show, man, because I think it's gonna be like we say that the first half is gonna be like a sitcom. I think it's gonna be creepy as hell. I think it's gonna be real Firefly Funhouse type of sitcom.
Yep. You know what? I could not have said that better, bro. I could not have said that better.
I think the pilot, like the first episode is going to be real sitcom-y, but then at the very end, it's going to be like, wait, what was that? What just happened? Like something's going to happen and you're going to be like, what was that?
Did I see that? Wait, what? But also, if you notice, I said, people have to pay attention to this little thing. You notice I said Scarlet Witch will be the bad guy in Doctor Strange 2. Because technically right now, she's not Scarlet Witch.
No, she's been Wanda.
She's still Wanda Maximoff.
Yes.
So,
and we've seen her get real witchy in Age of Ultron, but not like not like I'm a crazy mutant witchy, which we could get.
I like how you tried to basically censor the way you was gonna say that. Like I'm a crazy mutant witchy. Basically, what you was trying to say is not like I'm a crazy psycho bitch with mutant powers. That's what you meant to say. And if you won't say it, I will, because that's what it is. Also,
that's why we're so good together. That's why we're so good together, Jay. I say it, you get it.
Oh, speaking of the Disney Plus shows, Miss Marvel. Now, I don't know if you heard this, and this might hurt a lot of people's heart to hear this. Miss Marvel is said to be the jump-off point for the Inhumans reboot. Now, I'm fine with you saying you're going to reboot it, but I still have that badass taste in my mouth from that last series. I get it.
Jay, how much stuff do I watch, Jay?
Not more than me.
Oh, okay. How many things that are bad do I still watch, Jay?
Yeah, we'll talk about one of them in a few, but go ahead.
I watch everything. Whether it was good, bad, whatever. I watch it. I love it. I enjoy it. I didn't make it through Inhumans. That's the one thing that I gave the fuck up on. I was like, nah, I'm good. I saw it in IMAX when it opened. They had that little theater opening, and I was like, nah, that's all right. I'm cool. Don't worry about it. I'll see y'all next time. Hey, why would we reboot the Inhumans now that we had the mutants? That makes no sense.
You ready for this? Yeah. There are talks of who may be playing Black Bolt, and you want to know who is the number one candidate right now?
If it's not Vin Diesel, who gives a fuck?
That's exactly who it is.
Oh, okay. Well then, because that was the original talk in the first place when it was going to be an original movie. It was going to be Vin Diesel.
And for those who are like, oh, he can't be. He's the voice of Groot. First of all, Vin Diesel has to say 3 words in a voiceover booth that you never see him.
And they animatried his voice a lot too
to change it to the inflections they need.
Yeah.
So no, actually, he records at least 100 different variations of it. But
yeah, but they still touch it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, they touch it up a little, but nonetheless, you will have Vin Diesel, and the second choice is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now, here's why for a lot of people might be wondering, you don't remember, he played Quicksilver in Avengers: Age of Ultron, but Quicksilver is dead, and it's been about 8 years now, at least as of now. So that can happen coming down the line. Also, never forget, Alfred Woodard has played multiple characters in the MCU. Gemma Chan was just Minerva in Captain Marvel and will now be in the Eternals. So it can happen.
See, but I see this is what throws me up, because I was hell bent on saying, you know what? I guarantee in at least one episode, Quicksilver shows up.
Yeah, WandaVision. That too. That's in WandaVision. Yeah, in WandaVision. You got to make sure you say that.
Yeah, because if she's batshit crazy, you know she's still going to be thinking about her brother. Like, she has to be, right? Like, you can't just ignore that.
I mean, that's kind of what started all her going crazy.
Mm-hmm. So to have him in line for another character when he should be showing back up is a little off, but
it is what it is. Speaking of, we're going to keep on with the Disney Plus shows. Now, this is interesting. Liv Tyler is in talks to reprise her role as Betsy Ross in the She-Hulk series.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of her Betty Ross, but I like the continuity of that.
But here's how this works even more. There's a possibility. We already know Ross is the Secretary of Defense.
Mm-hmm.
Could this possibly be the way we maybe get Red Hulk?
Ugh. I feel okay, and again, this is one of those things that I don't know the Red Hulk story all that well.
You stuttered so much, like you was upset about something. Like, so he's not.
But I'm at the point that, like, bruh, homie, like, had a stroke. Like, I'm at the point that I don't think General Ross can become Red Hulk right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Civil War, they're like, yeah, I damn near died on the golf course.
That is hilarious. I just don't know what to say. Well, it'll be interesting to see if that kind of happens. It will be interesting to see. Also, so when we're talking about the Disney Plus shows, there's word that these shows are said to have the film budgets. These are going to be 6-episode series that are said to have at least a $25 million budget per episode for a total of $150 million.
I saw that on the Hawkeye series. I didn't see that it was all of them. That's insane, bruh.
Yeah, buddy. That's crazy.
Like, some of them I could really, I don't know how Hawkeye would need that big of a budget, but WandaVision, okay, there are going to be some freaky effects in that thing. She-Hulk, yeah, you got to make sure She-Hulk looks right. You know, Miss Marvel, I don't know much about Miss Marvel, so I don't know if you need that or not. I mean, you might. That's out of my wheelhouse.
Amount. You may not need nothing major, but you need a nice little amount.
So that's insane to see that Disney is really, that means, you know, they're fully behind this Disney Plus when they're like, yeah, we're going to throw this much money into just these series alone.
Oh, yeah. Because, again, remember, the whole thing was they're going to connect to the films. The whole thing. And you don't want to half-ass it if they're going to connect to these movies. You want these Disney Plus shows to feel like movies themselves.
Exactly.
You want them to feel like that themselves. So, I mean.
And it's not like, I know most of them are all limited runs, too. Like, they're not like, yo, we're going to get a season 2 and a season 3 of it. It's like, yo, we're going to do this, and it's done.
Yeah, that's it. Once you get that cast, that's it. And so that's a good thing about that too, because like it gets weird because if we're like, oh, so what happens? Then all of a sudden we lose what it's supposed to be with the freaking universe in a sense.
Yeah,
because it doesn't go forward into the movies; it's just stuck on its own. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, because that's always some of the problem. Like Shield. You know, yeah, it tied in early on, but as it kept going, it got to the point like, how is some of this happening in like the Avengers aren't there? Like, you know, things like that. So if you take these shows and you build them too long,
that's all Jeff Loeb.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is like on theoretical standpoint, like if you take these shows and you build them too long, you start running into that same issue.
Right. So let's go on to a little bit more TV news I got. The Hellstrom cast. Now, Hellstrom is still happening on Hulu, even though Ghost Rider is not happening. Okay, so Hellstrom
God, that pisses me off.
Well, there's different things about why that can be happening.
Yeah, so, I get it. It just makes me mad because I really liked Robbie Reyes, the kid who played Robbie Reyes.
So Tom Austin from the Royals is a part of it, and Sidney Lemon. They are going to play Damian Hellstrom and Anna Hellstrom, the kids of Hellstrom. Also, there's got Elizabeth Marvel from Homeland and Unbelievable playing the mother. Raising Dion's Anna Guerra, Ballers, Robert Wisdom, June Carroll, and Alan Yu are all a part of the series. So their main cast is pretty stacked. It's going to be interesting to see how this pulls off because, again, like you brought up with Ghost Rider, everybody was looking forward to this big horror connection and what they were going to do with it. And now that don't seem to be the case.
Yeah, and it's interesting that this is not on Disney Plus. They're going Hulu, and well, I get it, you know, they're going a little darker with this one, and that's probably why. But
like they're going darker. So when they go darker, it's rated R, and of course they don't want to put R-rated content on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but like, aren't they in the midst of trying to cancel anything that's not MCU related?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't they want to phase out Runaways and Cloak and Dagger after this next season? Rumored, of course.
Why would you want to phase them out? Why would you just not integrate them into the MCU, which they already are?
That's what I'm saying is I've heard them say that the rumor is they want anything not on Disney Plus to be phased out. That's why everyone was like, well, it's weird that they kind of got rid of Ghost Rider but not Hellstrom.
Ghost Rider probably has a bigger plan in.
Possibly, yeah.
Ghost Rider probably has a bigger plan. That's all it is.
As far as the cast goes, I mean, yeah, it's cool cast. I'm excited. This is one of those ones I'm intrigued by that I'm like, I don't see exactly where they're gonna go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which is perfect. I think that is perfect. That we don't know. Like, it's got to just happen. So let's go. I got a little bit more news. So it's been a while since like before Endgame, Tessa Thompson mentioned how all of the women of Marvel wanted to do an all-ladies team-up movie. And we got a semblance of it in Infinity War, and then we got the full A-Force moment in Endgame, which a lot of grown-ass men was like, I didn't like it. It felt forced. And I keep telling these imbeciles, like I said on Collider Movie Talk, it felt forced because you didn't want to see it. They'd already opened up the door to it in Infinity War. That is how you know it was possible. So, Brie Larson has recently come out and said, yes, the talks have been happening with Kevin Feige. And again, dudes, well, nobody wants to see an all-lady team-up movie. Well, we don't ever see guys all team up. You damn near do. They have to shoehorn a woman in there so people can actually think of somebody there. Now Scarlett Johansson has said this, and here is where I interject. Your character is dead. Your movie.
Aww, what? What? Come on, man. Like, yeah, but still, like,
because like her character,
she could be excited for Paige to come and join them.
I mean, and that's what I think she is, because like that's all her movie is for, is to turn Florence Pugh's character into the new Black Widow. But it's like, I don't mind you being excited, but please don't make it seem like you want to be a part of it. That's
she could be there, like,
not in the movie.
Yeah, she can. She could be in a flashback. And we do time travel. We could go get her from the past and bring her.
A sacrifice for the Soul Stone cannot be undone.
But that's not to say that there's not another Scarlett Johansson Black Widow out there. There's the past Scarlett. They brought Gamora's back. Did she not get sacrificed?
Yeah, okay, so technically they can do that, but I don't want... Come on, man, stop using logic.
I'm just saying, you watch the how it should have ended, and they're like, yo, why don't we just go back and get one of the old ones?
Like, we can just go back in time 20 minutes before she does this, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's done already. Like, we can just go get her, right? No? Okay, cool. Fuck, I hate that you brought that up. So yeah, but I'm for it. I hope it happens. Yeah,
I still mark out at that month because I watch Endgame at least once a month. Like, I love that fucking movie, man. And I still mark out at that moment, man. I go nuts.
Yeah, I do too. I'm like, when they go, she don't need it. She good. Like, yo, make it happen. So I got another bit of news that I want to get past real quick. Shriek's being added to the Venom sequel. And then in our last
man, we getting Carnage's girlfriend, crazy ass Shriek. This is gonna be dope, dog. This movie is gonna be almost as lit as the first one, yo.
Hey man, did you hear me say we going past this real quick?
I'm just saying, man. Woody Harrelson in that awesome wig.
We're going past this to the next story. So don't fucking want to talk. But there's also said that Sony has a plan to do a crossover between Spider-Man and Venom, possibly in the third sequel.
Makes sense. You know, it's pretty much set that we're writing Spider-Man out of the MCU, at least for now.
Yeah, that's it.
So it makes sense that we would then send him over to the Venomverse.
And then eventually you can have him and Venom team up to take on Morbius.
Yes.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All right. And my final story from Marvel News. You say one more motherfucking thing about Venom. You say one more motherfucking thing. You like to test my fucking patience, don't you? And the last bit of Marvel news that I have, and this has been a hot button issue. If you haven't heard, legendary film director Martin Scorcese has gone on record not once but twice in saying that Marvel movies are not cinema, and has also gone and said that the industry and theaters should not be bullied by having their movies in there. First of all, the fuck are you talking about? It's in the movie theaters. It's called the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If it wasn't cinema, 8 of those movies wouldn't have generated at least $1 billion.
Was it Robert Downey Jr. that was like, well, they're in the cinema, so.
No, Taika Waititi just said that.
Oh, was it Taika? I knew it was one of them. One of them just had that smart ass comment.
They're in the cinema. Also, my thing is this: it's okay if you don't like the movies. You don't have to like the movies. That is totally fine. But you cannot deny what they have brought to the movie genre, to the movie world, shall I say? You can't. They are part of cinema. They are part of the culture. Because everything is not Taxi Driver. It's not The Irishman. It's not The Wolf of Wall Street. It's not fucking King of Comedy. It's not all those movies. But there are different types of cinema. It's cinema you don't like, so you can't bastardize it. Look, it is put out by a multi-billion-dollar production studio and a company that can do that. The fact that your movies aren't being financed and produced by that's not their fault. So stop hating on it. That's just like, look, at the same token, even though the quality of films have not been that high, DC films, DC films are budgeted by Warner Brothers, and they are high profile, high budget money making company, that a production studio as well, that can put out these movies in widescape in a large amount of theaters. That is not the movie's fault. That is the fact that these production companies want to do that. If you can't get a movie financed by Warner Brothers for $150 million or Disney for $150 million, that's on you, Martin Scorcese. You have a legendary track record. Everyone respects what you have done in film. But guess what? Your time is come and gone. And just because everybody not making movies like you want to make, I don't fucking want to sit through a 3.5-hour movie on Netflix. I'm sorry. I don't.
Oh, okay. Look, you had me all the way up until that part, because Irishman is my most anticipated film of this year.
What?
Irishman is my most anticipated film of this year. No, I am so hyped for that.
I'm not saying it doesn't have to be, but I'm saying everyone. Samuel L. Jackson even said it. Everyone doesn't like your movies.
I think he just mad that Silence only made $23 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like his last. Like that was a big film for theater. Like he was like, oh yeah, Silence, Adam Driver, Andrew Garfield, Liam Neeson, $23 million. Yeah. Like, look, and what I like was after everyone went after him though, he didn't back down. He's like, nah, fuck y'all and your shit.
I mean, he did. Like, he did first course. He stayed his ground on that, but he was like, man, fuck these movies.
He was just as gangster as his damn movies. Just like, he's like, yeah, okay, fuck y'all. These movies still suck. I'm like, all right, you gangster, but you wrong. But there's you standing up. Way to stand by your decision, man. And look, this isn't gonna make me not want to see Scorsese movie. I still gonna want to watch him. I think he's incredible, but I think it's just the same thing with Spielberg and his whole streaming is stupid. Like, all right, look, y'all just old. Calm down. Get with the times. Like, things change.
Remember, James Cameron talked so much shit until officially his movie got beat, and he was like, well, damn, they did it.
Yeah, exactly.
When Avatar got beat out. And then there are people who will say that the only reason that Avengers beat out Avatar is because they re-released in theaters. Well, dumbasses, do you realize the only reason Avatar had that number was because it re-released in theaters like 2 or 3 times?
Exactly. I don't understand why people forget that shit.
Like that Avatar.
They're just re-releasing it to beat Avatar. Avatar re-released like 3 years later.
Like it re-released way later.
Titanic was re-released years later.
Right. So can people stop that? Like, ugh. Anyway, that's all we got for Marvel news. Again, a lot of shit's about to happen soon. I think Cloak and Dagger drop either next month or the end of this month. I know Runaways will be back in December, and of course, I'll be watching those as well on top of every damn thing.
I got to see episode 1 of Runaways.
How is it?
Yo, it's good, man. I liked it. It was really hype, and it's.
This is what we'll do. We'll do an exclusive. Go ahead, talk.
Okay, like so they're diving full into this, man. They're going all in on the aliens taking over the bodies. They're going full fledged into it. And it was just like it takes what we've seen with Runaways and amps it up even more. It goes 110% in on what's the dinosaur's name?
Olace.
Olace. Like you get to see her starting to control Olace now. And it's an epic scene, man. Like it looks like they've even thrown more money into this, and I am so hyped for it. Now there's no actual reference to Cloak and Dagger yet in episode 1, but the panel really ran into that and really had a lot of fun with it. And I think this season is really going to be a lot of fun. If it's anything like episode 1 is, and it's really going to be amped up.
Well, this is for someone who's bragging because he went to New York Comic Con. And I didn't get to go because no one felt that I was worthy of me covering it for them.
I thought you applied and got in for Cinelinx.
I did. However, how was I getting out there? I'd be missing money. Like, I want to get paid for shit if I'm going that far now.
I had to stay on my buddy's couch, which was it actually wasn't a couch. It was more of a love seat. And it was the most uncomfortable thing to sleep on that I've ever been on in my life, dude. And he has one of them, like New York, one room, basically apartments, bro.
See, I'm somebody, and I believe in myself. So, but let's go into the DC news. And this news just broke earlier today. This kind of stings, but I kind of understand why it happened. Jonah Hill was initially in talks to play a villain in the Batman. Now, many people said it was going to be the Riddler or the Penguin. Well, now that is no longer happening.
This caught me off guard. Like, I saw you put out the article on Cinelinx, dude. I was like, oh shit! Like I thought with something we'll talk about here in a minute. I assume signing on for Catwoman. I was like, okay, we're really ramping up this squad. Like this is a hell of a squad. But now we're losing Jonah Hill. I hope that's not because
probably was asking for too much money.
Yeah, very, very possible. It sucks. I was excited. Like, I thought he really could have added something different to this movie. Like, like,
yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Like that's what, cause I have not seen the movies I'm told I need to see for Robert Pattinson yet. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen Robert Pattinson in anything. So I'm not amped on him as Batman yet. So the fact that Jonah Hill was going to be attached, I'm like, okay, that's something that is very intriguing because that's different, especially if he was going to be Riddler and not Penguin. That's very different. So that really had me on board. And now that we lose him, that kind of sucks, but I still don't doubt in him. I think this will still be a good movie, but it does suck to see him have to bail out.
Yeah, it does. It does. So speaking of, I get to break something here on the show that I just got an email about. It says, good evening. Happy Wednesday. You're invited to visit the set of Black Lightning in Atlanta, GA as part of our annual Black Lightning press visit. So guess who's going?
All right. I'm going with you.
Oh no, that just meant me.
Oh, so you're going to reach out and get me on there too, right? All right, we're going to Atlanta, Jay. I'm so excited. I love Atlanta. It's a great city.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's dope, dude. I'm excited. I'm hyped. You went. If I'm not mistaken, you went last year, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
That's awesome, bro. I'm excited for you.
That's how I've developed my relationship with the cast. So we'll see how that goes. But speaking of the Batman, yeah, you did say we were going to talk about something. We're going to talk about this now. Zoe Kravitz is officially the Catwoman. Now, they say it was a long list of people up for the role of Catwoman between Zoe Kravitz, Rihanna, Lupita Nyong'o, Alexandra Shipp. Like, either way, no matter how it went, dude, it was going to be a great choice.
Yeah, and I you know what? Honestly, I love the idea of Zoe Kravitz, man. I loved her in as Angel in First Class.
Yes.
And I think she has those chops, and she has that spunk to her, you know? Like, she has that I'm very sassy ability in her, and I think she's really going to play a fun Selena Kyle.
I'm for it all the way, bro. And like, here's the thing. Lisa Bonet is getting all type of Warner Brothers money around her.
I heard Harloff give you credit for that line earlier.
He did what he said.
He goes, I got to give Jay credit for this one, but Lisa Bonet is getting all kinds of WB money. Jay said it earlier today.
This is the truth. Her daughter is Catwoman. Her husband is Aquaman.
You ain't lying. That's banking.
You sitting here banking dough. Now, speaking of the DC universe, let's talk about Joker. Now, Joker, we didn't get a chance to talk about its original film when it debuted. It debuted at 96 million domestic, which is dope. You know, a lot of people gave it 100 million. I probably gave it like 125, but 96 is not bad at all.
I was 6 million off. I went 90.
Okay, so its second weekend, it brought in 55 million at number one, still at the box office, which I hope this has everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it is a legitimate monster, and I think it a lot has to do with word of mouth too, because everyone is like, this isn't her. I was way wrong. Like, you know how I was against this.
Yeah,
and they did kind of what I wanted them to do, and it worked, and I'm all in, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. I don't know if I can watch it again. It's really hard to watch, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm so happy that it's killing the box office.
Let me say this. So, first of all, everybody was talking about how much violence is in the movie. Do you know how many people die in that movie? 6 that we see.
Really? That we see, yeah.
Well, yeah, 6 or 7 that we see. That's it. Now, for a character that is called the Joker, that is tame.
But you know what's even funnier? Wasn't Scorcese like attached to work with this movie?
It was originally his production.
So is this motherfucker just not like Marvel, or is it all comic book movies? Cause bitch, you was about to do a Joker movie.
And base it on your movies.
Yeah, and it's still the same plot. Like, this is what you wanted to do, homie.
I don't know. I don't know. It just makes zero sense in the grand scheme of things.
It's just funny.
But nonetheless, it's making its money. It's still doing what it's doing. Now we can move on in life. There was no mass shooting in any theaters. Right. All that upset and that hysteria was for nothing. So we can go forward. And I want to go to this next one because it's another bullshit story that I feel like I don't want to say, but I fucking have to do it because it seems like every other week I come off with the whole Zack Snyder shut the fuck up segment. And
you need music, Jay. You need music for the Zack Snyder shut the fuck up segment.
I'm going to make music for and it's time for the Zack Snyder shut the fuck up segment. Because shut the fuck up, Snyder. Like something like that. So recently, again, he went and revealed something. Now he's revealing scenes, quote unquote, about his Snyder cut that shows Wonder Woman versus Darkseid, but also has said that General Swanwick, Harry Lennox's character, was in fact Martian Manhunter. See, and you know why I feel like that's a reach? Because this motherfucker had no idea what was going on with Superman Kane.
Facts.
If you're a Martian, you know some shit.
I mean, I'm gonna take a wild guess at this, but he released this on Vero.
Yeah. Shut up, Snyder. If any one of my listeners want to make a Zack Snyder shut the fuck up segment, shut The fuck up Snyder. You want to make that music? I'd be very happy to have it.
I love it. I love the idea. I love it. Make it happen, Captain.
So yeah, but now here's some last bit of news. We've been getting more additions to the Crisis on Infinite Earth series, the upcoming crossover, right? And so here's the newest one that just came out today. The newest one that has just dropped is that Stephen Lobo will be playing Jim Corrigan. If you don't know who Jim Corrigan is, he is the Spectre. The Spectre is in the continuum of supernatural. He's in the supernatural realm, which in turn will tie him in to Constantine.
Have they? I assume Constantine's in this because the legends are all in it, right?
Also, so yes, he is. Go ahead.
Okay. That was just that I was just wondering because I hadn't really seen them talk much about that. Oh damn! It would have been cool if they got Keanu too, but. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, this thing is really becoming epic, and I don't know how they're not just going, you know what? Fuck it. Let's release this in theaters.
Well, also, I just like to say again, as I keep saying every week, a lot of these casting announcements, a lot of people have heard. I have broken them on here weeks before they came out. And I just want the credit.
Don't you always be breaking things on here, Jay?
I mean, kind of told everybody on here about Tom Welling. Kind of did that.
Hell yeah, we did.
Kind of told people about some other stuff. Kind of told people about the whole, that. Also, I told y'all this before it broke on fucking things. I told y'all Lucifer was going to be in the crossover. I told y'all that on here. Told y'all that. And also, what did I tell you? Lucifer's going to be in hell working at a bar serving Adam Strange and Segel. So that's how you introduce the Krypton people. I also told y'all that the Titans were in it before it came out, that the Titans are possibly going to be in the crossover. Told y'all that already. Told y'all the Doom Patrol would have a part. Told y'all all this. But no, everybody's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Do I? Don't I? Huh? What? Okay. Just want to say that. I'm sorry, I'm kind of stroking my own ego right now.
Jay, I just want to say that there's a moment in my Maleficent Mistress of Evil review that I'm talking about how I like the first Prince Philip better, and then I cut to Titans going, fuck Batman.
Wow. All right, so
I marked out for my own review.
You did. So I hadn't had a chance to go from every one of the shows when they came back, but now all of the Arrowverse shows minus Legends of Tomorrow are back. So I watched Supergirl. I didn't catch the second episode because I was busy. I couldn't catch.
I've only watched week one since none of it's on Hulu still.
I really got to get the app.
I know that's what I'm saying, but because I don't like watching things on my phone, I like to watch it on either on my Switch if I can, because I'm always out and about and doing things. Since I got to watch it on the app, I wait and watch all the episodes on Sunday when I'm home, and the Cowboys are sucking.
That sounds like a good thing to do, sir.
Yeah, because the damn Cowboys suck.
They really do. So the first episode of Supergirl, I'm not gonna lie, I really dug it.
Me too.
Because they did a lot. Now, for those who don't remember, I fell off on season 4 halfway through because I didn't like what they were doing. But then everybody was like, "Yo, you should have watched it with Red Daughter. Shit got good." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." So I like how we're talking. Like again, Supergirl has always hit us with real issues. We're talking about voter registration, mental health, the importance of a free press. I was like, "Yo, let's get it."
And you already see them writing out Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. You see them slowly. They figured out the way you already get Catco being taken over, and now you know how to get her out of there. But you know what is one of the best, and one of the things that really hit me when they were talking about how Catco was being turned into a clickbait site, I was like, "Ooh!"
Yeah, that had me rolling too.
I was like, "This is what we doing? This is what we doing?" But one of the biggest things on that in that first episode,
Catco is we got this covered.
Nigga! Boy! I hate We Got This Covered. I think everybody should hate We Got This Covered. Stop believing anything from We Got This Covered. Please, stop. But the one thing that was kind of the best to me on that whole first episode was the reveal scene between Kara and Lena. Mm-hmm. When Kara just broke down and told her, I'm Supergirl. Like, yo, I'm sorry. And I like the way her suit comes on now.
Oh, yeah, very, very Black Panther-y.
Very nanotech.
Yeah.
Very nanotech. So I got to catch up on episode 2.
All right. I like that she was like, ooh, pants.
She's like, pants? Like, yeah, because I was always wondering what Supergirl wearing drawers. That just sounded weird to say. That just really...
It's 2019, my dude.
Like, you look in the air and you're like, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a furry beaver.
Bruh! Hey, barbershop.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's go into a show we were talking about earlier, how you like shows that suck. Batwoman. Now,
I'm the only one on the planet.
You know this now, right?
I do. I still haven't watched episode 2 yet, but
go ahead.
Is it bad? I this is the first time I rewatched the pilot, obviously, since we saw it at San Diego Comic-Con. And again, I was like, I like it. However, I did think about something I got really confused on, and maybe episode 2 will take it up. Is like, so this takes place way before last year's crossover, because by the time we hit last year's crossover, she is full-fledged Batwoman powerhouse. I run the show. So when we get to this year's crossover, are we taking the Batwoman from last year's crossover, or are we time jumping in the series?
No, we're taking Batwoman from last year's crossover.
Okay, so we're just going to ignore what's happening on Batwoman, the show, for the crossover.
I'm hoping to God her story catches up by the time the crossover happens.
That would be nice.
But also, it can't catch up 3 years. So...
that's why I was thinking, well, maybe episode 2 will just time jump way ahead.
Oh,
but
no.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
So basically, you already know you haven't seen shows or spoilers. I don't give a shit. So episode 1, we found out that the bad guy, Alice, is her sister, Beth, her quote unquote twin sister. How the fuck? Okay.
Not all twins look alike, Jay.
I get it, whatever, but also whatever. This is not Danny DeVito or Schwarzenegger. Number 2 that happens in this. Not only is she trying to convince everybody that Alice is Beth, nobody wants to believe her, and basically Ruby Rose is trying to break up Sophie's happy marriage, which is fucked up, and nobody wants to admit this. Like, her girlfriend Sophie, she found out was married in the first episode.
Yeah.
So in this episode, she like, are you happy? You know what I'm saying? Oh, girl, like, yeah, I'm happy. Stop trying to make me have these feelings. Like, yo, Ruby Rose is a horrible person in this show.
All right. You know what, Jay? Look, she's just trying to get her some.
There is a bunch of other chicks. There's a bunch of other chicks in fucking Gotham she can smash.
Yeah, but, I mean, sometimes you want to holler at the one you can't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up. I can get them. I want to go get this one.
I hate you so much.
I'm just saying. Facts.
Is it facts, though?
They is.
Is it facts?
Facts.
But, so we have that happen. And then towards the end, so then after Kate confronts Alice and like, yo, I know you my sister, blah, 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 and they go back and forth, then you have, at the end, basically Alice finds out that Kate's Batwoman. So now the 2 biggest reveals have been given in the 2 first episodes.
Oh, they got to be time jumping here quick. They're going to wrap this shit up quickly then. There's
like,
no
she finds out, like, quickly.
Yeah, quickly. Like, this has got to be like an episode arc, and then we time jumping.
We're just going to pray on that one. All right, let's go to Legends hasn't started yet, but Arrow came back last night. Did you catch Arrow?
No, I haven't seen anything this week.
Oh, bro, you need to step your game up. Dude,
I told you, I gotta wait and watch them all at once, just because I don't have time to go through that fucking app every night.
Make time. Bro, we kick it off. Oliver is literally on another Earth, but you don't figure that out till a little bit later because it starts with him running through the woods on Lian Yu, shooting the arrow that makes the flame. But there's a pan shot, and remember on the island you see the Deathstroke mask with the arrow through it? There's a Batman mask with the arrow through it.
Damn.
Then you get Oliver rescued, and you see they bring back Moira Queen, which I was like, okay, dope. Because he's on the island with a haircut, so it's not like he's on the island with that badass wig.
That's so crazy.
He's on the island with the haircut, but you find out later that he's the Oliver from his regular Earth. He went to another Earth. But Malcolm Merlin and Tommy are alive. Thea died of an overdose on this Earth.
That's crazy.
Also,
I totally didn't just take my headphones off for all that.
I fucking hate you.
Look, man, I love Arrow. I'm excited to watch it.
All right, so basically a lot of dope shit happens in this episode. You need to see it because I want to talk about it, but this dick hasn't seen it. Fuck, man. Barry also almost figured out he's about to die. He sees what happens and he starts crying, which is crazy.
In Arrow?
In the Flash. I moved to the Flash.
Yeah. Is this episode 2?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I loved the pilot. I thought I like that we keep getting these random Godspeeds that have that weird that
was probably the best thing I liked about that whole episode.
That AOL screech. I'm like, oh, all right. So what the hell's going on with this? I want one because that costume is just the dopest shit on the planet.
I will admit the fucking Godspeed costume is so dope.
Yeah.
It is super dope. To figure out how dude becomes Bloodwork is like, all right.
Yeah.
Also, the dude who made the black holes, Chester, look for Chester to play a major part in the fucking crossover.
Really?
The way they... Excuse me. So remember when Cisco them said he'd be all right in about 4 to 6 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly by that time, we should be close to the crossover if they don't take a break. If they take breaks from like Thanksgiving and stuff like that.
Which they will.
So look for him to be, you know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
So yeah, he more than likely probably an speaker with authority pass and plays it straight. I got a fucking audition for tomorrow that I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pull this off because I got to go to work. All right, I'll figure it out. Nonetheless, I'm like, I'll figure it out because if I do, I got to go to work. Oh shit, I book it this weekend. Hey, all right, let's do this. Okay, they'll be like, hey man, I can't come to work this weekend. I just booked a job.
Boom.
What'd you say?
I said boom.
So yeah, that's dope. Black Lightning is dope too. I like what they're doing with this. Check out my full review on my YouTube channel, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody because this dick ain't seen it.
Again, episode 1, I love where the story's going. Like, I thought Black Lightning was the best of all of them last season, and this season, right off the bat, is looking just as freaking dope.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Titans I'm all for Titans this season. I cannot complain about Titans at all. Titans has been so dope this season. I
am fully caught up on Titans.
Dude, did you catch the new episode yet?
It's the one with Connor, right?
No, I forgot. Connor's the most recent one. You have the regular DC universe. I have the press access. I'm sorry.
Press access. Look at me. I'm Jay. I'm special. I get all this really nice stuff, and BC's just stupid and got to sit at home and watch it with the commoners.
Say that again in that voice.
BC's just stupid. Got to sit at home and watch it with the commoners. I bet he also has to stand in lines. Yeah.
You sound hurt.
I am.
You sound hurt.
I want the press access.
Well, sometimes things just work out the way they work. And I just happened to hit them up with a professional email because I know how to talk to people. And so I've seen it. But that Connor episode was so dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really mad because Titans like to do this where they leave you with a really big cliffhanger And then they're like, completely random episode that has nothing to do with that cliffhanger.
Well, they put everything together though.
They did. Like, it came together at the end, but it was very, who is Cartman's dad? Find out next week. This week it's Terrence and Phillip. I was like, motherfucker.
Look, the fact they had Crypto play catch and release with a rocket was the greatest shit ever.
Yo, that shit was dope.
It's the greatest shit ever. Make sure you attack.
He goes to say that old lady, and then he just, oh, you got money?
I mean, like, he don't know no better. He like, can I have your money? Like, that's how it should be in this world. But nonetheless, he is a good part. And when you see the next episode, you're gonna dig it. Titans is great. Check out the reviews with me and Winston A. Marshall up on the YouTube channel. I'll give you the YouTube address for that a little bit later. And that's about all the news we got. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to the calls that we have to the Mad Titan podcast.
Hold up, Jay. I got to see something that you haven't seen.
Titties?
You haven't seen titties?
In a long time.
You porn, bro. You porn. I got to see Harley Quinn.
Oh.
Episode 1.
Oh. You bitch. How was it?
It is incredible. This shit is South Park amped up with a Gotham paint job. It is vulgar and violent and vicious and absolutely hilarious. I was in stitches almost the entire time. Callie Cuoco, I can't say her damn last name. Is that Cuoco, Coco, Kaoko, whatever the hell it is.
You asked the wrong person to make sure he pronounces the last name correctly.
Big Bang Theory, bitch. She
what? What?
She from the Big Bang Theory. She the bitch from there.
Wow.
It is a different take on Harley. Obviously, it sounds way different, but it works, and it's definitely still a fun take on Harley. And her relationship with Joker is incredible. Her relationship with Ivy is even better. Her relationship with Batman in this thing is incredible. I am so excited for this series now. It might be one of the things I'm most looking forward to on the DC universe. Like, this thing is going to be hilarious.
Well, all right. I'm very, very excited now. I want to see this so bad. Like, I'm waiting on this. So now, thank you. Can we get to the calls from the hotline now? That part of the show that I guess
not. I mean, it is your show. You can go ahead now, bro.
You know, when people call in 818-276-6947, that's the hotline. They call that number. They leave messages. If I can hear them, I play them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the first message. Hold on, we're gonna go to the first message right now.
Yo, Jay, it's your boy Milton from PA again, brother. Hey, I just listened to the episode between you and BC. I think y'all was talking about the DCEU and Robert Pattinson as the new Batman. All right, let's cut to the bullshit. At one point, y'all was getting into it about what are they going to do with Robert Pattinson as a Batman? How will they incorporate him into the current timeline of the DCEU? So what are they going to do? Because a lot of us are asking questions about how they're going to bring him into the fold. Is he even young, Ben Affleck Batman? Are they going to age him up and put him in the current timeline? What's going on? Because I feel like if DC don't want us asking 800 fucking questions, they need to let us know what are they going to do eventually with the timeline currently. Are they going to do a flashpoint? Are they going to just reset the whole thing and keep Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa and just go in a new direction like the New 52? So what are they going to do with Robert Pattinson in the sense of bringing him into the current timeline if they're telling a story in the 90s with Batman? All right, brother, another resident supervillain. How's your boy? Peace.
All right, Milton, as always, PA, thank you for checking in with your boy. So the question is, what are they going to do with Robert Pattinson in the current timeline? Because he listened to the episode, the most recent episode with you and me, which means I'm sorry you had to hear BC twice. I apologize. But what are they going to do? Are they going to age him up, or what's going to happen? They're going to put him in this current timeline because DC won't say anything. So what do you think they're going to do with him?
Again, that's where I'm most confused.
Are they going to connect him to like Affleck's Batman or whatever?
That's where I'm most confused on this, and I wasn't confused at all until the casting of Jeffrey Wright. Like, that's what threw me off. I was like, oh, this is a completely different take on Gordon. So that means we're disconnected from the DCEU. So I honestly have no idea where we're going. Because we can't just get rid of Gal Gadot and we can't get rid of Jason Momoa, but if we want to have another Justice League, we need a Batman. And I
think that's the problem. I think that's the biggest issue right there. Everybody concerned about another Justice League. DC is not worried about going that route anymore because we're worried about them getting to Justice League. DC's not, because them going that route is kind of worrying about getting to that route so quickly is why they got in the trouble in which they're in now. This is why This is why they're doing things the way they're doing. I don't think you have to connect him to Ben Affleck's Batman. Gal Gadot is as Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman really doesn't age, so it doesn't matter. Jason Momoa is Aquaman. He ages, but ages slower, so it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't have to hurry up and do that whole, well, they'll be super old. Like, look, we can figure out how to do that. And again, also Elseworlds. At the end of the day, Elseworlds.
All else fails, Flash changes everything. Cool.
Flashpoint, they'll call a movie by Flashpoint, but they won't do Flashpoint. So,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But I think that's how they play it.
But I almost now get the feeling that they're like, nah, let's just do our own little Batverse here.
Which is not a problem with it if they do it.
No, it's not at all. And you could do something, and you could then go, when you do finally want to do a Justice League, maybe you have it's not connected to this, and you recast an older Batman again. Or maybe you go, hey, Ben, we do want to bring you back now. Or something like that, years down the line, not anytime soon.
I think Ben is completely out of it. Cavill's completely out of it. We need to let that go. I think the fact that, again, like Zack Snyder with his whole vision or whatever, let that go. DC now has a new leadership and now wants to go in a new direction, and they can rightfully do so. DC has the precedent, where just like the Earth in Marvel has multiverses, they have multiverses, so they can definitely do it.
And what I'm saying is, we don't necessarily have to go, well, do we have to connect this Batman to this other Justice League? You don't technically have to.
And that's what I'm saying. They don't have to, so we'll let that be. But again, thank you, Milton, for your call. All right, so let's go to our next caller right now.
Hey, Jay, what's up, man? This is Kyle calling from Philly. First of all, I want to give you a shout-out, man. I started listening to the pod maybe 2-3 months ago, roughly, and it's informative and entertaining. That's a tough combination to bring in. I want to give you a shout out for that. You're putting out a good product. My question for you is this. I recently saw the Joker, and I started thinking about the state of DC. I know Joker is kind of like it's a one-off type of movie, but I started thinking about DC and started thinking about Shazam because I heard for a couple years that The Rock was supposed to play Black Adam in the Shazam film. Now, clearly I didn't remember seeing him in the first Shazam. And I looked at some of the numbers on Box Office Mojo, and I saw that it made $360 million worldwide, which I don't know what you would consider that, but I think that might be a little bit of a under delivery on their part. I was thinking it would have made maybe like 500 mil or something, because I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a different tone than what DC normally puts out there. I liked it. So, do you have any information as far as an update on what the state of Shazam 2 might be, if The Rock is still supposed to be Black Adam in the next movie, and any sort of time frame on when that may occur? Another question for you would be, if you were going to put The Rock or Dwayne Johnson, in a Marvel film upcoming, who would you cast him as, and in what movie would you put him in? All right. Appreciate you taking the call, bro. Be safe, man.
All right. Thank you, Kyle, for your call, man. Philly coming through heavy. Well, Pennsylvania, shall I say. I don't know Milton from Philly, but PA coming through, and I appreciate y'all. So let's go back to it, like the Joker movie and the one-off thing. But first of all, do you consider Shazam to be a bomb? Me personally, no.
Hell no.
You know why? And and the thing is, when you say, and I know when you bring up that number, those numbers, Kyle, you bring up the whole what it made 360 million worldwide initially, and then possibly hitting 500. That is because we have been so adapting to. We've been so quick to compare it to Marvel's box office numbers. I'm sorry, I got confused what I wanted to say. We get so quick to compare it to Marvel's box office numbers, where if a Marvel movie does at minimum 600 million. It's run, we're like, oh, that's a bomb. So if anything isn't doing that, it's not in the same level. These two film franchises are going to do different type of numbers completely, no matter what. I don't think Shazam was a bomb because, first of all, after opening weekend, Shazam 2 went into development ASAP.
And Shazam it's not like, hey, we have to make all this money. Shazam is Ant-Man. Ant-Man's not going to make $1 billion. Yes.
You are absolutely right, bro.
Yeah. And you are. As far as Black Adam, if I'm not mistaken, Rock's already said that's next up. Like he's starting to go, like that's what they're starting work on now, right?
Well, they've already, again, when Shazam came out, not only were they going in production on Shazam 2, they automatically started going in production on Black Adam. They actually moved it up because it was actually supposed to be some time away, but he made sure that it happens quicker.
Yeah, because like he's on his let's promote Jungle Cruise right now, and I'm pretty sure as soon as he finishes promotion for that, it's moved right into Black Adam. If I'm not mistaken, like I watch his social media a lot, and I'm pretty sure he said his next project up to film is Black Adam. And you know how to Rock work. Rock on that WWE schedule that, there's no time. We go from project to project to project to project. So that's why it's taken as long as it has, because like he signed on a long ass time ago, but he signed on to a lot of things. So it's like, all right, put it in the queue.
People forget that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that also, I think you pretty much answered everything and summed it all up. Like it's happening completely with that. It's going to be a minute. I mean, he's getting to it, but again, Rock is in so many different things.
What was the caller's name again?
Kyle.
He did ask, and I have always wanted to figure out where I want him in this. I cannot figure out where to place him. Oh where would you put him in the MCU? Because I would love to see him in there, but I don't know where other than Hercules.
I know
where.
So The Rock has based all his movies and his box office total off his look, right? Uh-huh. Not his acting. We want to see how good The Rock is an actor. Take away his look from him. So you put him as the Thing.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, but I assume you do motion capture or you just kind of paint the Rock on the Rock because he's
no, you do him like they did Michael Chiklis.
A foam suit, really? You think a foam suit?
I mean, of course it won't be completely foam. I mean, it'll be foam, but it'll look better now we're further along in technology and everything.
I would think they would do just like they do with the Hulk.
I don't want to see another mocap creature.
Yeah, true. I've always believed The Rock is at this point, and I credit to Pain and Gain because Pain and Gain, he plays 3 different characters in that movie. If you really watch that movie, his character changes throughout the entire film 3 different times. So I've always credited that. I think The Rock is at this point one of the best actors on the planet. Because and granted, a lot of the time, he's just playing The Rock. But at the same time, he plays himself with different tones and different aspects. And I think he can do almost everything. And I really enjoy everything he does. So I would love to see him in there. I don't know where I want. I said something the other day. I would love to see him on The Boys, honestly.
But that's not Marvel.
I know.
And that's not the question.
But can you imagine seeing him as one of those piece of shit superheroes on The Boys? Like that would be hilarious.
Oh, it'd be the greatest thing ever to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the calls we have. Again, you can get your calls in 818-276-6947. Also,
feel free to use that phone line to call Jay. Say, hey Jay, we really like that BC guy.
Also, send your email to the madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. I have questions from the email. The question comes from Ego Joe. Ego Joe says, with the continually expanding MCU, do you think the fans will see some incarnation of the Midnight Suns, possibly Blade, Doctor Strange, Hellstrom, Werewolf by Night, and Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider?
I think that's what we were kind of talking about earlier when you brought up. I think they have something bigger in mind for Ghost Rider. I think you're completely right. Especially if Hellstrom is going to connect into the MCU. Doctor Strange, on the other hand, maybe they connect him in there, and Benedict Cumberbatch does a lot of television too, so it's very plausible.
And Doctor Strange can go so many ways when you think about him in the universe as far as a team up. He can be an Avenger, he can be a member of the Cabal, he can do some of the Illuminati, he can do all this other crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So Blade as well. Again, it's only a matter of time. Again, this Ghost Rider thing lets us know that they had plans for Johnny Blaze with the MCU. So that could be the reason they pulled the Robbie Reyes one. So you never know. We may get the Midnight Suns.
Yeah, and I assume when they announced Blade, that was a movie they were talking about, right? With Mahershala Ali.
Absolutely a movie.
Because I remember there was a while back they had mentioned an idea to do a series of Blade.
Yeah, mentioned it. That shit is never coming true, but that is the case. It is a movie in phase 5. And that is all we got this week for the Mad Titan podcast. Thank you to everyone who called, who emailed. Thank you to everybody who listens. Please make sure you rate and review this episode on whatever platform you're listening on. I know I tell you all about it every single week, but I need to express the importance of it. When you rate and review, the way these podcast platform algorithms work is people are talking about a podcast. It means that you should listen to this podcast. So it bumps it up. It gets more eyes on it, more ears to it and everything. And the more you all do that, the more I am extremely grateful and appreciative of it. So please do that no matter where you're listening. You can go ahead and send a rate and review. Also, make sure if you want to get your own Mad Titan podcast t-shirts, please go to tpublic.com/user/Mr. J Washington. TEEpublic.com/user/Mr. J Washington. It's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Also, join my supervillain squad on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. I just spelled it out for you guys. I have a beautiful and easy Patreon. It's either $1 or $5. If you want to go higher, you can. If you want to just stay at the $1 tier, you're fine for it. What that does is I get to do more things and expand this. Like, I'm trying to get more equipment to make the podcast feed better. So when I have people who Skype in and call in like BC, the clarity is better. The editing is better. The camera situation. Thank you to Keena Wiltz, one of my fans who helped out with the camera situation. All these things going on to the YouTube channel and everything else. I do it for you all. And I consider it a token of appreciation back and forth. So I thank you. I give you guys content that I'm not giving anywhere else. So it goes to the podcast. So thank you to the members of the squad, to my newest member, Kasi Nachalobe, to my existing members, Adelia Chamberlain, Akeem J. Brown, AZ Badfish, Brandon Buckingham, California Joe, David Adams, DJ Snacks, Greg Morrissey, James Smart, Jim Mason, John Mariano, LK, Marcus Kennedy, Marcus Burton, Mikey Lito, Paisley Darts, Steve Rueda, Rudy Ueda, Steve Tozen, and the Prince That Wasn't Promised. Thank you all for joining the squad. BC, thank you again for being at the bottom of the list to do this and being on here. How can the people reach you?
You can follow me on all social media at Real Jackass BC, RealJackassBC. My podcast, It Is What It Is with the Jackass, every single Thursday on Cinelinks.com, as well as the Offshoots Radio Network. Jay, it is always an honor and a pleasure to come on here and talk Venom with you. We should do a watch along because it's such a good movie.
I hope you get herpes in your toes.
Is that a thing? That's wow.
And gonorrhea in your fingertips.
Yeah. Real talk. Shout out to your Patreon subscriber, DJ Snacks. That's an awesome name.
Yes, it is. It's a damn sure dope name. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You already know, Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. The YouTube channel I've been telling y'all about all day, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80. I got my Black Lightning reviews up on there. Titans is going on there. The review for Joker is there. So much more is going up on the channel, so make sure you are subscribed and locked in, all right? I will holler at you guys next week. Till then, take care. I'm out of here. Peace.